What's up, weirdos? One last video before we call it a day. Another look across the market, another green night. Interesting. Interesting. It's starting to translate to the weekly time frame on a lot of these altcoins. But is this sustainable? I'm going to show you why it's not. All right. Let's get into it here, guys. So Jasmy up 1.6% on the day, down 7.3 on the week, 38 on the month, and 40.8 on the year. Up one spot in rank to 97, a $616 million market cap, 44 million in volume. Swift coin pretty much even on the day, up 3% on the week, down 36% on the month, and up 91.3 on the year. We're down 4 spots in rank to 325, a $108 million market cap, 1.47 million in volume. Swift coin down 1.3% on the day, 6.2 on the week, 38.7 on the month, but up 272% on the year. Down 1 spot in rank to 144, $367 million market cap, 18 million in volume. ZBEC down 3.5% on the day, 1.2 on the week, 45.3 on the month. Down 13 spots in rank to 416, a $73 million market cap, 31 million in volume. All right, guys. So first, we're going to look at 2 different Bitcoin charts. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Where are we going? That's the question. And I've been telling you guys for a while now, we have the death cross just playing out here, as you can see, which is fine, guys. Death cross is a lagging indicator. It's nothing to panic about, nothing to be worried about. It represents a downward action that's already happened, not a precursor to one. However, we do have another leg down to go. So closed our daily candle lower than the day before. And here we are right now, 87.8. So if we close above 91K here, as you guys know, that will invalidate a move down. However, if we start closing daily candles below 82 here, well, then we are coming down between 69 and 74K, which is where I believe we're going, just a little lower than this low here, right? Listen, I'm not saying we're going to stay down here long. We just might wick down here on the weekly or something. But a move down is coming, in my opinion, guys. And listen, all of this here, all of this price action, this upward trajectory over the last 2 weeks or so, is starting to cause a lot of confidence in the market. It's if you go over to like CoinMarketCap or something and you look up all the articles, 7 or 8 out of 15 articles is Bitcoin to $110,000, right? Guys, it's setting everybody up right now for a flash crash, and everyone's going to be caught with their pants down. Everyone's going to be surprised by this. This is how I think it's going to play out, okay? Listen, I could be wrong. But I really don't think I am. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why, okay? Not only the sentiment in the market and everyone calling for $110,000 Bitcoin tells me we're going to head down to around 74, maybe lower, as low as 69 for the short term, okay? So I want to show you something here. Let's go over and look at a different Bitcoin chart. And we have applied the M2 money supply to the chart, okay? So what do we see happening right now? Now, Bitcoin, as you can see, has been correlated to the M2 money supply. Now, the M2 money supply is the yellow, okay? So this is on the 105 day, all right? So as we can see, the M2 money supply right here moved up, right? Moved up, then came back down. And boop, went down for a little ways before making that move to the upside, okay? Bitcoin, as you can see, is following suit. It's a little bit of a laggard. Bitcoin always lags behind, right? So as you can see, Bitcoin right now is making its move up the same as the M2 money supply did right here, right? So what does that mean? Well, for me, now listen, nothing is 100%, but for me, I am very confident that the next move for Bitcoin is going to mirror what happened here. We're probably going to come down like this, and we're going to do this. That's what I think is going to happen here. We're going to mirror what the M2 money supply has done up to this point. So this would bring us down, this low here would bring us down around that 74 to 69K most likely, right? That will be our dump that I think is coming. Okay, while everyone else is calling for 110. But hear me out. Then what we see after that is this, right? Now this should start sometime around May 4th. Okay, so this here is probably what April's going to look like. Okay, now if April does look this way, and if Bitcoin does continue to be correlated to the M2 money supply like it has been, and guys, this isn't just me saying this, a lot of people are covering the M2 money supply correlation to Bitcoin, okay? This isn't me just pulling anything out of my butt, right? So this is likely what April's going to look like, okay? So if that is the case, and we've talked about this in great detail over on the Patreon, we're ready for this. This is where we're going to deploy a lot of capital. We're going to do a lot of buying of the dip here, because down here, guys, you're going to see a lot of content creators who don't know what they're talking about are going to start telling you that it's a bear market. They're going to start saying, see, told you, bear market, we're going down, bull run's over, no altcoin season. That's what they're going to be saying, okay? They're going to be wrong, because afterwards, this is what's going to happen. So what I want you to do is I want you to take notes on all of the content creators who are telling you down here that it's a bear market, that we're going down, and there's no altcoin season. And then when we come up here, you can stop subscribing to their channels, because it will be blatantly obvious at that point they don't know what they're talking about, okay? I mean, hey, I could be wrong. We could all be wrong. But one thing we can't be wrong about is calling a bear market down here, right? I could be wrong that we're going down here, but I'm not wrong that we're not going into a bear market. Just because we come down here doesn't mean we're going into a bear market and that there's no altcoin season. This here is the next move after that, starting around the beginning of May 4th, May 5th, something like that. That's where this is going to move, right? So if from the bottom, if Bitcoin does follow this, you're looking at, we're going to round up to about a 50% move on Bitcoin. Now, where would that take Bitcoin? Interestingly enough, that move would take Bitcoin to about $110,000, which is where a lot of people are calling for right now. The problem is they're calling for it before the dump. They're ignoring this completely, and they're just calling this to happen from here, right? I don't think that's the case. I think we have to see this. Again, I could be wrong, and I'm fine with being wrong. You know why? Because charting is not about right and wrong. Charting is about probabilities, right? The probability is that we are going to continue to be correlated to the M2 money supply unless something drastic happened to decouple us from it. Why would we suddenly differ from it when we've been correlated to it, right? Doesn't make sense. So a dip would make logical sense next, okay? So that's what I think is going to happen. And again, guys, I really want to be clear on this, okay? This is just one tool that we use as analysts, okay? This is not a crystal ball or anything like that, but it can help you determine when is a good time to be taking profits and when not to, right? When you should be buying. So, for example, back here, January-ish, right? December, January, good time to be buying selling and taking profits, right? Because look what happened. The M2 money supply came down when we were over here. You would have known, right? So, for example, if this stays true, just for example, just giving you a wild example here, okay? So if this stays true and we do come down into here, like this, and then we make this move, right? What you need to be watching for at that time is this. What is this going to do from this point? Is this coming back down now? Because if it is, then when Bitcoin does this, right around here might not be, again, not financial advice, but it might not be the worst time to take some profits, because this could very well be the spring pump that we usually have in March and April happening a month or two later due to the tariffs, right? And then we could see the summer pullback before the blow off top in the fall, right? So that's all very, very possible to happen. I'm not saying it's going to exactly happen that way. I'm just saying that using the M2 money supply as one of your tools, it can help you determine good times to be taking profits and good times to be DCAing, right? Again, just one of many tools. It's not a crystal ball. I want to preface that, but it is a pretty darn good indicator, right? So that's what I believe is going to play out. We have a pullback coming, guys. It could happen like a flash crash. It could happen like a flash crash, which would be realistic to me, because so many people are expecting a move to 110K right now, because all of these professional analysts are saying it in articles and stuff like that, right? You're seeing it everywhere. The sentiment is that we're going up, which tells me the market's going to pull a rug and we're going to go down, and it's going to shock people. It's going to shake people out, because they're going to think we're in a bear market, right? They're going to think, oh, people are going to be fed up. They're going to be like, enough with the downside already. I'm out of here. This is BS, right? And then you couple that with these content creators that are going to be telling them that we're going to a bear market and then it's over. A lot of people are going to get shaken out by this move, but not us. We are holding dry powder on the side because we are expecting this move. And when it happens, so this is April. We're going to spend April stuffing our bags, because when May comes, you're going to see May and June melt your face, in my opinion. Okay. So right now, that's how I see things playing out. Things could change as we move along here, right? Charts are different every single day, but as long as this stays correlated, that's how I see things playing out. But as always, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Real quick, guys, before we get into the rest, shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self-Custody Wallet. Guys, listen, you would not leave your wallet or purse on a table in the mall while you went shopping, while you went looking around and just hoped nobody would take it. Why would you dangle your crypto out there on a hot wallet like Coinbase wallet or something and just risk someone coming along and hacking you and taking your stuff? Get yourself a decent self-custody wallet, not your keys, not your coins, guys. Do not get stolen from, swindled, swiped, swapped, whatever. Keep your stuff safe, okay? Use our link down below. Get a fantastic deal. They just had a new upgrade, guys. It's here. The Decent multi-wallet is live. Decent fam, now you can view all of your Decent wallets in one place, kind of like a portfolio tracker, right? Because I personally have 5 that I use, and I have them departmentalized, different cryptos for long-term, short-terms, whatever it is, right? You could swap on your wallet and everything, guys. So again, use our link down below. Get yourself one today. So yeah, so that's that, guys. Listen, we had an absolutely phenomenal live stream tonight over on the Patreon, guys. A lot of very helpful information. We went into a more deep, comprehensive dive into the M2 money supply and the correlation to Bitcoin and what's happening next over there on that live stream, guys. So go over there, check it out. You don't want to miss it. We record them and post the replay so you can watch them. So check that out, guys. We're live every single evening over there. You can book one-on-one coaching calls with me personally, answer all your questions in crypto, help guide you, help round out your portfolio. If you're over diversified, guys, let's get that consolidated into some solid projects and maximize the potential ROI in your portfolio, guys. Listen, if you're new to crypto, if you've never been through a bull run before, there is no shame in having your hand held by a community of people who've been through multiple bull runs and can help you leave with your life-changing wealth for yourself and your families. Why risk trying to do this alone when you don't have to, guys? Check it out for yourselves. The link is down below, guys. Again, book your one-on-one coaching calls. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one.